What's up, everybody? Welcome to another glorious episode of Talking Skritt. I am your host, Age. We got a fantastic show for you today. Lunar New Year arrives unexpectedly, multi-boxers multiplying their anger, people at ArenaNet get recognition, and much more. But let me introduce you to my fellow host. She is an editor over at GLAAD, writes for MMORPG, and also at our own site, mmorly.com. Can't wait for the ultimate roar with her and Krakator. Say hello to her. I believe
Hi.
that was
What?
an old intro because
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's fine. It works.
yeah, but yeah, people are out today, guys. There's just us, the all-star team, as it were.
I was gonna say, woo!
They want the roar, but
I don't. Yeah, don't have the energy for the roar today.
it's not on demand, guys. I
No.
apologize. Yeah, Dale Mathans are out for this week, so you're stuck with me. I'm sorry. I did hit record.
Yay!
So yeah, we're off to a good start. So this year we had Lunar New Year patch drop, and it was kind of unexpected.
Yeah, I don't think they said, "Hey, Lunar Year is coming." They just were like, "Blop."
Yeah, so that was very interesting. So there's the old stuff that came in like Dragon Ball and the buying of envelopes, all that stuff, and it's the year of the boar. So we have
Pigs.
items. We'll go over them a little bit, but since we have mounts now, we have a new racetrack. So a second course has been added for the Firecracker Lightning Adventure. So players can now test their navigation skills across the grand edifices of Divinity's Reach. Lucky envelope rewards have been updated with new items for Year of the Boar, and the New Year's Benevolence achievement has been added to allow contributions of any Lunar New Year food. Items can now be given to a quintet of celestial pigs that are hungry for different festival treats.
Is quintet? So there's 5 pigs.
Yes, there are 5 pigs. So I think that actually I kind of like that because it plays into the theme. Like you're the pig, pigs are hungry, feed them.
Yeah, that works well.
So that's pretty interesting. I haven't tried the adventure yet. I remember seeing them and I was just like, maybe I'll try them eventually. I did do the race. It's pretty similar to Winter's Day. Just run around Divinity's Reach. Get that done. Get an achievement.
But like, I don't know. I haven't done the new one, but the one for Winter's Day was a ton of fun. Just like racing around Divinity's Reach itself. Like, there's something about that. Like, you're in the middle of the city, just running around. So it'll probably still be fun.
Yeah, not really. And there's like little intricate turns. It's like, damn it, and then
right.
but yeah, definitely check it out. Also, I suggest you guys buy the daily envelopes and pump all the magic fine you can when opening them in order to gain lots of monies. Monies is good. Speaking of monies, there have been changes to the Istan meta map changes. Maybe some people do not like them, so here we go. So from the forums, our goal is for content like Istan meta maps to be metas to be part of your daily play cycle without it becoming your entire play cycle. So in the next content build, we will be making some adjustments to the chest associated with the Palawadan and Morning Crescent Great Hall metas in the domain of Istan.
Right.
So, the account daily limit applied to these chests, allowing for an opening of maximum of 30 chests in Palawadan and 12 chests in the Great Hall per day per account. The base gear rewards have been increased as well, so players playing through each of those metas will see an increase to their rewards, but repeated runs will be less lucrative. So,
right.
Yeah.
What you like? I get that they don't want people to spend all of their time in one map. They want to spread people around more because, like I've mentioned a couple of times, one of the issues they run into is that, it's always about particular maps, whether like when a new story comes out, it's about the newest map and doing the stuff in there. And then once the new story isn't new anymore, people go back to their farming maps. And it's always like one or two maps that people farm. So like the problem with all of that is for people who are behind the curve trying to finish things or going back to finish things in other maps, it can make it really difficult for them because nobody's doing any of the things in those maps. So sometimes you need help to do some of those things. So I get trying to spread people around more. I kind of feel like I wish they would have taken the tack of going with trying to make the other maps more appealing to spend time in,
Yeah,
like balancing it so that like people would naturally spread out to the various maps of like having all of the rewards balanced and whatnot, more than forcing people that you can only do this one so much every day, you know?
that makes sense. I um I don't like being limited in terms of like there's a daily cap. Like for
Hmm.
example, like I would back in the early days of Guild Wars 2, I had we had monthlies, right?
Right. Hmm.
And you know they capped it off at achievements because they realized like a bunch of people were just doing it,
Hmm.
and you know, and grinding it out. So I personally don't like seeing that. I'd much rather see, like you said, the other maps getting more a bit more love, so that people like will diverse. If you had a daily cap, have
Hmm.
multiple maps that are lucrative, so that people would at least cycle through the maps on a daily basis.
Right.
If people like doing that type of thing.
Right. Because I think the problem right now is that there are a couple of maps that one are fairly easy to farm, just the way they're set up and the way you can go around and do things. It's easy traversal wise. And second, like the rewards are really good and makes it worthwhile doing time wise.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what they've done is they've limited the amount that you can do one of those maps so you can go do the other ones, which I feel like is only kind of like, I feel like those people aren't really going to go do other maps. Then they're just going to farm what they can out of Istan and then be like, well, I'm done for the day now, because
Yeah.
they haven't improved any of the other maps, any of the problems with the other maps.
Yeah. Well, Magnus Chat brings up a good point. There's silverways and there's a red, indigo, blue, amber rotation,
Hmm.
and I've been in that recently to farms, and it's still pretty good. And there's no real limit to it as well.
Hmm.
There's just like do the events to trigger meta, and then you just rotate through again. They're on cooldown, and
That's interesting. I think I recently went into Silver Waste because I need to get the Alpha Beetle for my roller beetle.
mm-hmm.
Um, and I think I just it was the time I was playing or something, but I ended up in a map that like there was me and one other person, like seriously, in that map.
Yeah.
So that didn't feel great.
Uh,
But
if it helps, in LFG, if you just go to one of the farm
I
maps.
looked. Yeah, there was nothing in there for Silver
Oh,
Waste.
really?
Yeah.
That's
I
strange.
think I think it might have just been the time of the day because I think it was Wednesday morning that I had time to jump in.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
but usually they help out with the alpha beetle.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah.
Also, real quick, on the topic of that looking for group thing, why are the zones not in alphabetical order? Like, holy shit, can we please like fix that? Because I mean, I understand they were put in the order they were added, but at this point, the list is so long that like I'm like, where is stuff? Is it in this? Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
you got a point.
yeah, no. I I'm done with release order. There are too many now. It needs to be alphabetical order. I'm sorry.
Or sort by living world episodes,
Right, or something.
or
Yeah.
expansion. That would help. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's imagine if they had vanilla apps. Ugh.
uh,
That'd be just terrible. Um, but yeah, that's the issue on that one. If you farm Palauodon a lot, let us know what you think in the comments. Next up, we do have an issue that I really didn't think would get a lot of traction, but it
Hmm.
seems like it affects quite a few people. So,
Right.
the issue of multi boxing. So, uh, let's say, for example, well, not necessarily multi
I'm a
boxing,
multi-boxing, multi-accounting.
multi accounting. So, there is a command that you can put into your command line parameters to allow you to easily log into your account. And you could set it up so that you can log in on numerous accounts fairly easily. So, ArenaNet has disabled the use of email and password command line parameters for the Guild Wars 2 client.
Hmm.
So, these options involve storing the account credentials in an unsecure way that could result in security and privacy risks. So,
Yeah,
a lot of people weren't happy about that.
it makes it complicated for people who have multiple accounts. Like it makes it much less easier. My only thought about it is I wonder, like, inherently I don't see why they would care about people who own multiple accounts logging into different accounts easily. Like why would they care? The only reason I can think of that maybe is a reason why they're doing this is I wonder if like gold farmers or something, like people who farm gold and sell it and stuff and
Mm-hmm.
bots and all that, those people were making use of this to make it easier for them to, switch between accounts and do all of that stuff in some way.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand them taking it out in that context or something like that, but I don't. I honestly don't see why just regular people easily logging into different accounts sequentially would be a problem.
Yeah, I wonder if it has anything to do with the two-factor authentication, or it possibly breaking it or bypassing it some
Maybe.
way. Uh, but apparently, if you are adamant on logging on multiple accounts, like you have 10, 30 accounts you want to log
Hmm.
into, there are apparently alternatives. There's a Guild Wars 2 launcher. Do not have to automatically log into character select option selected. I've seen a few people talking on Reddit about it. Just remember, I don't know if it,
Careful.
yeah, be careful. I don't know if it breaks TOS at this point, so
Right.
uh, you'll just either have to have a list of emails and passwords or uh, take that risk, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, it's I don't know. I personally have no real bias for or against it.
Hmm.
I mean, I have multiple accounts, but I just log into them separately. It's not a big deal for
Right.
me. Um, but yeah, there are people with 30 accounts, mind you,
Yeah.
and they log into them daily to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Salisi has like that many at least. He's crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Salisi has at least 15. Um, but yeah, uh, I really didn't think it would get that much traction, but I guess a lot of people just use that feature.
Hmm.
Um, so super surprising, super surprising.
Yep.
Um, yeah, that's all we got for that. Um, but another thing that could have been interesting is that they may have used it to prevent any PvP issues.
Mm.
And since a tournament of legends is coming,
Mm.
that might have been posed a problem. So, Tournament of Legends is coming back, and the date for that is February 9th, 2019 at noon Pacific time. I'm not sure if it's NA or EU, which they didn't
Hmm.
really clarify. Maybe it's for both regions. That
Yeah, I feel like it would be weird if it was only for one.
that would be very, very weird and very mean if they didn't. But anyway, um, the the format is going to be 5v5 conquest, single elimination. No qualifying points are required. So if you just want to make a team of 5 people, so you and 4 of your friends, or just really good players, to carry you,
Hmm.
go for it. Go for it. Prizing, everyone gets a prize, which is pretty nice. So for first place, you do get your choice of any currently available legendary weapon excluding Eternity. This means Gen 1 and Gen 2,
which is pretty awesome.
which is pretty good. You get 1,000 gems, 2 Blackline claim tickets, a permanent Champions Rest Pass, a Llama mini choice box, and your choice from a selection of permanent finishers. Second place gets something similar. You get a choice of any first gen legendary precursor weapon, 700 gems, 2 black line claim tickets, 77 mystic clovers, Llama mini choice box, and your choice from a selection of permanent finishers,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
And a partridge in a pear tree. But yeah. And then you have, it keeps going down, and I think the lowest you can get is from 17th place onward, I believe it was, you get a Llama mini choice box. So that's
cool.
That's the very bare minimum. So that's pretty nice. I'm interested to see the turnout for this and what teams come out. I think it will be streamed. I don't know, because it is a tournament.
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even if they did it like internal, like, you know, not internally, because it's not like they're having everybody come there, but you know what I mean. Like, there's ways for them to do it. It should be a stream thing, I think.
Yeah, I'll double check to see if there's the blog post didn't say region times, if there are different ones, but we shall see. Yeah, Seniority confirmed they'll participate. Oh, that's good.
Cool.
We
should make a talking Skritt team.
I got a llama box, so I guess not.
You have such faith in us, Age.
I do. We got one thing out of it. It's not that bad. Yeah. Friday at noon Pacific, though. Maybe a little hard for me.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard for everybody.
Yeah. Mirages galore. I think
Mirages, Scourges, and Firebrands. That's all you needed. Everybody else can stay home.
Wow. We should be able to ban specs pre-match. Well, yeah. Yeah. We can have a whole conversation about that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in law. I know for Jebro's past tournaments, he had like you had to play like one spec. There were like rules to make sure things were like not overly broken, so like you can only play one spec. So you can play like a warrior, a berserker, and a spellbreaker, but you couldn't have 2 spellbreakers, for example.
Oh, so you could only have one of each in the team.
Yeah, no spec stacking. That's it. That's just one example of things like that. It'd be interesting but they kind of just left it super open, so you could pretty much have 5 mirages and just.
Right.
I don't know if that's even viable, but anyway. It'd be interesting to see. February 9th is pretty close. It's like
right around the corner. 2 weeks, I think. Because next week is February 1st.
Yeah. Oh, I won't be here.
Damn it. Oh, why?
I'll have my laptop. I'll be in Miami.
Oh, right. We were just talking about that.
Yeah. I'll just yeah, I'll have my laptop, I guess. All right. Anyway, that's my problem. Anyway, you guys go check it out. Should be fun. Should be very interesting. We're gonna see. Actually, I'm gonna wonder if the balance team will make balances based on what they see, because that'll be fun.
Right. Well, have they said they're not making a balance patch before then?
I would think if they were going to have a bigger balance patch, they would have done it already. But they're kind of having balance patches come out, like little balances going out with each patch if possible. So that's really good. But there hasn't been a big balance one. I see in chat already, like Mirage is oppressive. but I I just had it on hand. QD. I had the picture ready. I can't. I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. They'll wait till mid season. Yeah, that's also a thing too. But anyway, moving on.
Yep.
Um, so we have an interesting, another kind of pop up thing that happened. So, ArenaNet has been recognized by the GLAAD. Uh, how do I don't know what the acronym stands for. I gotta check that real quick. But as a nominee, they've been nominated for an outstanding video game in GLAAD Awards. So
Mm-hmm.
that is very cool because
Yep.
I do feel like Guild Wars 2 has kind of stood the test of time despite like my disgruntlements in certain aspects. But um
It's been around for a while at this point now.
yeah. So I feel like and there are other games here I've seen like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We have ESO Somerset. We have Sims Mobile, other games as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this is the 30th annual GLAAD Awards, so that's very cool. So
Oh,
yeah,
it's nifty. The thing I read was because of their integration of the various people of different sexualities and genders and stuff, and how it's just like seamlessly integrated as if it's just like
it's just
people.
as is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, look, here's a gay character. Da, 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 you know?
Okay. Oh, okay. I see. That's an interesting one. Um, for me, it's just that I do like it that it's uh, for me it's like when it comes to those type of things, I'm not necessarily looking at it as the core of their character. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
nice to see like representation, obviously,
Right.
but I don't want that to be the focus of their character.
Right.
So, for
Yeah.
example, if you look at Overwatch, um, recently, um,
Soldier
Soldier
76.
76 was shown to be a gay man, and I'm like, okay, that's a good fact to know. But then like
Mm-hmm.
people blow up over it, and
Right.
like of course there are people who are upset about that, and I'm like,
Right.
I don't care. I'm gonna play him if he's
Oh,
good.
hi.
That's
Right. Exactly.
it's like that doesn't change anything for me at all. It's
Right. Well, it was funny because one of my friends asked me about it because Soldier 76 has always been my favorite. And I don't really play the game because I have issues with motion sickness with it. So my like for him is based like on his character and who he is and like the things we've seen from him. Um, so one of my friends was like, "So how do you feel now?" And I was like, "I don't care." Like
yeah,
doesn't change anything really. Like I don't understand. So yeah. But
yeah,
that is it's similar in that like, like especially Marjorie and Casimir, like they're a couple and they're a thing, but there is so much more to their characters besides that, their relationship and all of
yeah.
that.
And we still haven't seen them recently, so
Yeah.
I kind of wonder where they're at.
I'm worried.
Yeah, internet. I need some Casimir and
What
Marjorie.
happened for real was Glint killed them, and she's been faking their voices over the intercom to us. So we would think that they were still alive and okay because the whole thing has been a sham by Glint. Tinfoil hat.
Yeah, yeah. I'll read the synopsis for the Guild Wars 2 nomination. Apparently, it has Guild Wars 2 Path of Fire.
Hmm.
So Path of Fire is the latest expansion for the fantasy MMORPG Guild Wars 2. In 2018, Path of Fire received a series of content updates known as Living World Season 4. While exploring the realm of Valona, where Living World Season 4 primarily takes place, players will encounter LGBTQ characters, both major and minor, making LGBTQ identities feel like a natural and vital part of the world. Wait, where Casimir?
What?
Wait, I'm trying to remember if Marjorie and Casimir in Living World Season 4, besides like comms.
I think they just mentioned Path
But
of Fire because that was that's the current iteration of the game, really.
okay,
I think it's more of a recognition of everything across the game in its entirety too.
yeah. There's also the transgender NPC. I do remember that one, and a
In
few
Lion's
others.
Arch, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. But still, congratulations, Serena.
Hmm.
Uh,
It's awesome.
good luck to you, and keep it up. Uh, Knox play. Uh, but now we have a bit of a warning for you guys out there. So this is one that popped up. Kind of scary. So apparently there's a bad mod out there. So just beware. There was a Reddit post that was taken down, but it was a mod that allowed DX9 to DX12. But apparently it contained a malware and a keylogger. So yeah, not good. So the Reddit mods try to contain the creator, contacting the creator to figure things out, but heard no word. So they
Hmm.
did have to take down the post. Uh, oh, it's resolved. Oh, it was resolved apparently. Author published source code. Okay, there we go. So let me see if there was an update on this. Do 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 do.
Hmm.
Da, da, da. I'm gonna have to double check that one.
But the message in general is anytime you're downloading like mods for games and stuff, be careful. No, it's something that you trust because you
Yeah,
are putting something on your computer.
yeah. So I will. So the post looks like it's back up. It got. This says post has received gold award 3 times and platinum award 3 times. So it seems like it's a valid. Okay, so 8 hours ago. Okay, because our notes were made yesterday. Nice. Um. So yeah, it looks safe. Never die. Disregard that. So
Yeah,
it
it's
looked
all
like
fine.
it looked like it was bad, but it was apparently good. So they released the source code. Um, so it does say use at your own risk, obviously. So a project is still under development, expect crashes and bugs.
Hmm.
So yeah, if you want DirectX 12 for Guild Wars 2, go check out the mod. And the QD says it's apparently pretty great if you use Windows 10.
Cool.
There you go. Whew,
Hmm.
that was close. Uh, yeah. I personally think it's cool, but I will wait and see because I usually do that for any mods.
Right.
Yeah. So next up is the 40% increased efficiency. That's actually pretty good. Yeah. Hopefully Chris Cleary or someone checks out and verifies it's okay. Um,
Right.
That'll be helpful. Anyway, next up is the gem store, and thank you to Dolphy for checking out all these cool items so that you can make an educated decision on your purchase. So that is the
Pig
first.
on stick. What? It's a pig on a stick. Come on.
It is a pig on. Okay, it is called the Staff of Fortune. It is for 600 gems. Um, so yes, it is adorable. Oh,
Hmm.
but usually, um, but for those who are asking for the backpack, it's different. It's stuff you can get from the envelopes. You get a board backpack.
Oh.
Anyway, when are we getting a pig mount? That is a good
Could
question.
probably do that with the jackal rig.
That would be pretty cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, but for it, I think it looks pretty cool. I like the lanterns, and then it's just like it looks like a wool pig. Actually,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you can't really see it here, but it's actually really well made. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yep.
Yeah. And the other thing that we have is the new Exalted Shoulders. So for those of you who know Exalted are, you play Heart of Thorns. They have these kind of like nice wisps.
Nice.
Like, I don't know, wisp is the right word, but like
Tendrils.
like floaty, transparent tendrils.
Yeah.
Pretty cool looking. Unfortunately, it is an uncommon Black Lion chest drop.
Of course.
So
Good luck.
good luck.
I never got my rabbit backpack.
Aw.
I'm really upset about that.
um, but yeah. Also, the Black Lion chests have been updated to the Lunar New Year chests, so you do
Mhm.
get a envelope with that as a guaranteed item as well. But I kind of I like the shoulders.
I like them a lot. I just, after trying to get the rabbit backpack, I'm not going to buy more keys at this point for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, like, seriously, I went through like 40 chests trying to get that thing.
Ooh, you can
Yeah.
combine it. Yeah. Cutie says you can combine it with the chest piece from World War Swirl armor for even more. Ooh,
Nice.
even more tendrils. That's very tempting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there you go. Those are the two major things from the jump store this week. So, uh, go for it. Make your decision there. For community corner this week, we have D&T retiring from rating in Guild Wars 2. Uh, there is an entire tweet about it. I'll put it in chat. But basically, um, uh, Nike Nike posted it, and D&T's leaving the rating scene. Claims Wing 6 was not enough after 10 months of raid content, uh, waiting for raid content. And does this actually hurt the rating scene? Is this impacting rating?
I mean, like, I don't know how much people watch raiding outside of people who raid. So, like, I feel like all the people who are raiding and enjoying it are going to still keep raiding regardless.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the rating is like an esport or anything. And, like, that I don't,
Uh, Wing 6 wasn't enough after the 10 months of waiting for it. I should clarify that really quickly. But
I don't know. My feeling about it is kind of like the old from Tombstone, Wild Bill thing where he's like, well, bye. Like,
yeah.
like
Um I I have seen Teapot's recent tea time about uh possibly allowing for easy mode raids now, or
mhm,
like maybe not easy mode, but like a easier mode for raiding
right.
for people to get in to come in. And it it, it does make sense
Hmm.
since like we're what, how long has it been? It's been 4 years since Heart of Thorns.
Hmm.
So, well, three 3 years since it was October 20. So it's rating takes up a small percentage of the population, and
Right.
if Arena's gonna make the time to make the content, they kind of have to make it worth, right? So
Right. Make
having
enough people doing it. Hmm.
having more people come in to the raid content and enjoying it would mean like, oh, okay, lots of people like this content, we can make more of
Hmm.
it, rather than, oh, just 5% of our population actually raid. It could wait. So um, there was an interesting thing. I think it was Raka who said it on Tea Time, and it was um, facilitating group play hasn't really been the focus on Guild Wars 2 as of late. It's felt mostly like a single player MMO.
Right. Yeah, I feel like for a little bit there, my feeling is almost like when they started raids, they had a bunch of ideas back in the hopper that they wanted to get out and do it so they could do it more quickly because they had like, a place to start from. But as they work through those, I feel like maybe they've kind of hit more of like, okay, what do we do now kind of things. And
Hmm.
it has slowed down the rate at which we get raid wings.
How do you feel about group content in general? Do you feel like Guild Wars 2 as an MMO is playing like an MMO in terms of group play? Because I the only thing I've been grouping up with is for raids, like
Right.
because
For me, like the MMO aspect comes into because I like, and this is just like me and the way I like to play, but I like to roam around, maps and random, like my favorite thing is randomly running across people and being like, oh, what are they doing? And then like, following them around like a weird creeper. um,
yeah.
but like seeing what they're doing and if they need help or want help or something, helping them out or just seeing people in chat asking for help, whatever. Like for instance, we when I was working on my beetle, I went back to kill the spider queen, which it's been years since I fought the spider queen. And I was literally like, I know there was a trick to this. There's something mechanically you have to do to be able to kill her. What is it? Because I don't remember. And we were talking about in map chat, and then suddenly there were like 20 people who just descended on this, and we all killed her, and it was great. And then it was. So
Yeah.
like it has those moments. I'm not involved in the organized stuff because we don't raid anymore. I don't have the time to raid anymore.
Hmm.
I don't even do fractals regularly anymore. So for me, the MMO aspect solely comes in those times, like out in the world doing things and randomly grouping with people to accomplish stuff.
Okay, that's fair. Um, and chat brings up like story instances are being more of a
Mm-hmm.
single story type of thing now, which I do agree with. Even though you can party with people,
Right.
but I do feel like if I party with someone, it takes away the experience from that person.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm the party leader, for example, um,
Right.
so it's and I used to play with my like a good friend of mine, but recently I've just been playing by myself because like it's not the same now. It's not the focus isn't on the issue at hand per se, but it does involve you, which makes it like good for story,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time it takes away from that group play. Um,
Right. Also going back to rating, the conversation about rating, I wonder, because I know Crystal was on one of the leads for rating for a long time, and then I think might have been a year back now at this point, but she moved more into like a leadership role and training new devs and stuff like that. And I wonder if there might have been something going on there that they've taken some of the devs who are on raids and moved them to other things for focus too.
mm-hmm. Because I believe it's raid, balance, PvP, and World vs. World all
Right.
became like
Right. They combined all of those. I
one,
forgot about that.
yeah,
Hmm.
one group. So they're kind of like all working together on something.
Yeah. Hmm. I
So
wonder, yeah, maybe their focus is less on that more than it used to be.
I feel like they're working on everything, but their focus would be like on one or two things.
Right. And work sequentially through them, essentially.
Yeah. I think, oh yeah,
Mm.
it was a fractal team too, I think it was. But it's just a very interesting conversation to have now that we're at this point.
Right.
Because the I personally want more guild missions.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah. That's something like
just
new guild missions, new races. Like those would
yeah,
be awesome. I miss doing guild races. I miss having that once a week where we all got together and did guild missions. That was so much fun. Like,
yeah. But I don't know. I guess Arena feels a little differently about it, which makes me
yeah.
sad. Um, But in my opinion, the MMO community's focus has shifted from social to individual experience. Would you say that for WoW, actually?
Um,
Or any
mm,
MMOs that you're playing?
Probably, yeah. Wow, there's a lot of more individual stuff going on there too. But then they still, WoW has gone the way of finding a niche where whoever you are, you can find things to do in the game that will interest you, whether you want group stuff, whether you want raiding, whether you want smaller group stuff to do, like do pet battles. Like there's so many different things you can do in WoW.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's a variety of experiences depending on what you want to focus on.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that they're generally focusing more on the individual experience in WoW. It's more of offering options to people.
Yeah. I feel like the only real group experience that you get without actually grouping up is kind of the meta events and maps where you kind of have to work
Mhm.
together in order
Right.
to complete it. Which, you know, could work out, could not work out, and then people get mad in map chat. But
Mm.
it seems like one of the best unorganized things that happens.
Right.
For organized, it's fractals, raids, all that stuff.
Mhm.
PvP, I guess, too. Which tournaments of legends can actually, work out for
Mhm.
that. Next up on our list for Community Corner is a speedrun website. Rocka tweeted it out actually, and he's working with Morwitz to revamp speedrun.com Guild Wars 2 section. It includes raids and dungeon speedruns. So categories like all time and current patch records for both individuals, boss kills, and ring completions. So
Mhm.
that's pretty cool. Just trying to get the speedrun community up more visibility, I guess, in that respect.
Mhm.
So,
That's
or
cool.
more competition. Last thing we have on Community Corner is Guild Wars 2 mounts is now Guild Wars 2 Radical with the new update. So, uh, so Guild Wars 2 mounts is the new Guild Wars 2 Radical. It's renamed itself to Guild Wars 2
Right.
Radical.
Yeah.
So it includes multiple bug fixes and compatibility issues and adds the function of novelties. Ooh, I might have to look at that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to look at that because novelties I equip obviously to like keep buying them so I can pull them out whenever.
Right.
But that could look pretty neat. So
Mhm.
I'll put a link to Rocka's tweet for the speedrun thing, and I'll also put a link for the new Guild Wars 2 Radical in chat. So you guys can check that out for yourselves. We'll also keep links of everything in the YouTube comments description, of course.
Right.
Um, yeah, and that's gonna do it for our show today. So, Arlie, where can they find you?
At Arlie82 on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Yay.
You got anything going on?
Um, More Anthem stuff for the end of next week. So yay.
Oh, well, there you go.
Mhm.
You can find me on Twitch and YouTube at Age Night Road. Uh, I wanted to stream this morning, but I got access to Anthem, so I kind of just messed around with that and tried to. I apologize, and I would have streamed it if it was working properly, but
Right. If it was reliable.
yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, you can also find us on Twitch. Uh, for those of you watching on YouTube, you can find us on Twitch and Twitter at Mad Realms. That's two A's in the Mad. For those of you watching live, you can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Mad Realms. Again, two A's in Mad. We also have a Discord. Just check out the description, or if you're watching live, check out the description there. Um, we also are going to try to attempt to stream Anthem later tonight if you guys are interested in checking that out, because we have been talking about it in after shows. And you should join us for live shows because you get the pre-show, you get the after show, you get all the shenanigans that happen. You can find us here on twitch.tv/madrealms. That's Saturdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific time. And so for everyone here, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the game. Take care, everybody. Bye.